guys, welcome to the Redheaded Crafter. My name is Ashley and I'm so happy you're here. Today we will be doing some thrift flips. So I'm going to show you some of the pieces. I found this table at a yard sale and I loved it. It was $5 and it kind of looked antique to me. This piece I found at attic window and it was $4.25. It was from the Threshold brand at Target, but I don't like the red ceramic of it, so I want to do something with it. Maybe paint it white and I don't know, add some something big. But so I got some scrap wood that I want to turn into like a fall vignette. You know, put it like this. It's all over Pinterest. Cut down for the Houston. So that's my plan. We'll see if it all works out. Okay, our first project, we are starting with this ceramic tray from Threshold. I got it at the attic window for $4.25. I just sanded down that ceramic part and then the wood part so the paint would stick. Then I clean off that ceramic part with some alcohol to get the excess red off because you don't want that to bleed through. I start by adding a very thin coat of my Waverly white chalk paint. And I dried it with my heat gun. I'm going to add another. I think I end up doing 3 or 4 coats. Make sure you're doing them in thin layers. You don't have to worry too much when you get on the wood because you can sand that right off. So we're going to make that faux stain that I make with the antique Waverly wax, ink, and a little bit of water. Mix that right up and start painting your wood trim. I went in with a baby wipe and a little bit of the stain first, but it wasn't dark enough for my taste, so I did end up brushing it on with a small detail brush. I painted the sides with that brush for the antique wax by Waverly and it works great. Here's where I went in with that smaller detail brush to paint on the wax. Just be careful, and if you mess up you can always touch it up with your white paint. Next I'm going to take these rub-on transfers, find the center and start transferring an image that I like. You don't have to do an image, but I thought it was beautiful. I got that image transferred and removed the backing. I'm going to add this Waverly clear wax to the top to protect the surface. All you have to do is add it to your microfiber cloth and rub it on. That's it. It does a great job protecting your surface so you can still clean it and the chalk paint or wax won't rub off. I then decided I wanted some feet on the bottom of my tray, so I took these beads, Park Lane, they're from Hobby Lobby, and just hot glued them onto the bottom, and here's how it turned out. I hope you guys like it. I loved it. It was just beautiful, and I hope you guys have fun trying to find a tray from the thrift store and just make it your own. Okay, in the next project we are going to take that scrap wood and sand it down just to get all the splinters off. This is actually scrap wood, so it was quite weathered and I loved how it looked. I just wanted some of the dirt and stuff off of it so I could work with it and not get any splinters or filth in my house. So just sand that down nice and smooth and start painting. Now you can use any colors you want, but I wanted to stick with my color scheme for my house in fall. So I just took that dark wax that I make, put it on, wiped off the excess, used a pumpkin from Waverly, and painted the next size down with that. And you're going to paint top, sides, bottom, all of it. Then I mixed some cashew and just a little bit of white from Waverly because I didn't like the real yellowy tint that it had. This is like plaster or ivory if you have that. I just didn't have any. Then I used celery and painted the smallest block. Once everything was dry, I distressed it down with that Waverly wax that I used. And I distressed that with that cashew color that I used. Next, I just took that piece of branch, cut it down, sanded them a little bit, and hot glued them with the wood stick hot glue from Surebonder. Then I added some moss from the Dollar Tree to the tops of those pumpkins. And then got my letters out from the Dollar Tree and spelled out fall. Now, make sure you first get your F where you want it. Then make sure your pumpkins are all level and lay your ruler across all of your pumpkins so you can get an even placement with your letters. Next, you can Mod-Podge those if you want. I just sprayed mine with some sealer. Then I flipped them over, made sure they were level again, and you can use a craft stick or you can use a paint stir stick. I used the paint stir stick because it was a little more sturdy. Hot glue it, turn it over, press it down, and all of your pumpkins will then be attached. This is how it turned out. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. I really love this one. I kept it simple. I didn't add a lot of embellishment, just enough. Just a reminder, guys, 90% of you are not subscribed to my channel. So if you're liking what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Our next project. We are going to take my wax, this Waverly chalk paint brush, and some white Waverly chalk paint, and paint this table. I did tape off where I did not want the paint, and then sanded down my surface. Then took a detail brush to the bottom of the table to get around the edges. Used the regular brush to paint my larger surfaces. I painted the top white and then used my mixture of black, wax, and water to paint the bottom. And that's all I did. After a couple of coats, this is what it looks like. This is before I distressed any of it, but I did go in and distress the piece after it was dry. I used my palm sander to distress it, and then this is what it looks like. I hope you guys like it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you got some inspiration, and don't forget to subscribe, you guys. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as well, and I love all you guys. Bye.